YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back. Yeah, I know it was a bit of a hiatus in between videos there, but I had family come up kind of unplanned, and while they're here, I don't like to ignore them and record. But we continue. This is a week to celebrate 250,000 subscribers. If y'all haven't seen the stream that I did, the video on demand is up. 6 hours of streaming. It included some fun Empire campaign. Also, tell me if you can notice any difference in today's video in terms of graphical quality. My guess is you can't. And this is being run on an all AMD system that I built with the help of my sponsor MSI. Check out the link that pops up right there and go take a look at it. It also helps me out a lot if you guys go check out that video. In any case, here we are in the themed campaign with Gor-Rok. We've taken the entire province of the Northern Great Jungle, and we're ready to continue to purge all those who don't belong in Lustria. Obviously with a heavy focus on all those who have tails and like to skitter leap. So you all can imagine who that includes. But there's also a certain hunter who's in the lands who needs our attention. I'm gonna stick with growth for now. I want to get the settlement built up to full strength as quickly as possible. We got our Croco neighbor here with Nakai the Wonder. So Itza, Ketza, Chakwa, and Kitax. And we are looking at a rebellion here too. Itza is walled and has a pretty strong defense, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Croc might take him down too, depends on if he moves. We need to end a turn and then move from there. We can use this right, but I'm going to wait until I have a good opportunity for it so that it's not wasted. This 80 experience per turn actually would be pretty nice. Never hurts. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that one because it lasts for 20 turns. That'll help get some serious experience built up. One last thing real quick. If you enjoy this series and you want to help it be successful, when you get to the end of a video, if you like it, click that like button. Go down in the comments. I'm going to leave you all a topic. Of course, you can talk about whatever you want in the comments, but the topic for this video is what themed armies do you think fit Gor-Rok and this Itza campaign? Go down and leave your suggestions. I'll be looking at them and taking those suggestions and implementing them later in the campaign. So the Skaven Rebellion is here.
Bad idea.
It's quite likely that Nakai the Wanderer might fight them. If he doesn't, we can defend our settlement, I think, quite easily at the moment. I'm going to upgrade to the insect breeding farm here so we can take advantage of increased growth and casualty replenishment. And honestly, that's about it. That Skaven force is now raiding. Looks like Nakai is not interested in dealing with them.
No.
We can come back and do it, unless they're... Let's check the map. To the north of us, I would like to own Laxlen. It's held by another lizard faction. I'd like to not go to war against friendlies. It would be handy to have the port over here. That gives us access to lumber and exotic animals both. And then puts us close to 2 settlements over here, one of which I do believe may have some important resources. I want to say there's some obsidian. And somewhere over here is the altar of the Horn Rat. I think it's just a bit to the south, which also has the vortex currency for us, these ancient plaques. So I think that that's what we're going to want to do. And we need to swing over here and take out this Skaven Rebellion anyway. So let's go ahead and force march. I'm going to come in a little ways north of the Skaven army here.
Malfunction.
And then we'll move south against it. I think this puts us in a good position for the attack. And as far as buildings, we can put a skink favelas here, gain some more income, continue to push the growth, and then we'll put defenses in these settlements once we get towards tier 3. Alright, the Skaven nuisance continues to raid. We finished some technology, which is an extra 5 melee defense for our Saurus warriors. We've been issued a command to capture 250 battle captives. I didn't know that we could capture captives here, since we're not the right faction for that, but, okay. So I try. I will try. Okay, we'll move in closer to the, oh my, Plague Claw.
Scryer's will.
Holy Plague Claw, I should say. Wow. I mean, just wow. I think we need to be tier 3, but I do want this. We have to have a weapon crafter's commune, but I think we can put that in the main settlement and go ahead and build this. In this settlement, we'll kind of make Kitax a military settlement. It doesn't have any trade items, but that means we have to go ahead and hit tier 3. Let's make the upgrade here so we get access to red crested skinks. As far as the point goes, I'm gonna go ahead and put it at Itza, and then we'll go ahead for the time being. We kind of need to just put the defenses here since we're gonna put another military building there. I think that'll take care of it. We have more options. Weapon strength for Saurus is going to be my focus. I really want to focus on my Saurus being completely amazing to kind of represent the fact that they fight for Gor-Rok, who is the legendary Saurus. And so I want our guys to be as epic as he is, and we're already working our way in that direction, as you can well see. Wow! Skaven Rebels, like, totally destroyed Nakai the Wanderer. Boy, you should have made an agreement with me. I could have totally backed you up there and saved your life.
Stupid.
Speaking of stupid, Ratnik is beyond stupid because he wasted all of his forces on Nakai, and I know it won't be much of a battle, but I'll give you a couple cinematic shots of Ratnik being made into rat meat by Kroxigors and other angry lizards. Old rat meat and his Plague Claw catapults, they give him some initial kills, but Gor-Rok won't be deterred. The Shield of Aeons, he'll make his way forward with his mace, and many Skaven will meet their demise. Let's see here, the catapults will continue trying. We're able to actually summon a skink priest. It's a pretty cool ability. You're able to wind blast some of their Plague Claw and then get in here and attack these guys with the summoned skink priest. You can see my Saurus warriors cresting the hill now. These guys may not be the fastest, but they are certainly undeterred and ready to take care of business despite the number of Plague Claw catapults. Now I went ahead and used the magic with the summoned skink priest, I guess maybe just to give old poor rat meat a little break. If a comet is a break from being nuked, I suppose. You'll make your pick there on what you think is worse. But I guess the comet does seem like kind of a gift after being blown up by Krog in such an unceremonious fashion. Now, Rat Meat is over here fighting some of my Saurus, and he's going to soon find himself engaged with the Saurus. This is a Saurus he really doesn't want to mess with. My reinforcement are coming in. There's Kroxigors, Pterodons, Cold Ones, Bastillodons. Yeah. These Skaven will soon be skitter-leaped into the next life. Quite the hurry, in fact. What does old Rat Meat have to say about it? Nothing. He's fleeing. Exactly. Alright, quick feast of flesh, and oh man, are we gonna have indigestion after eating that much rat mech. How does he get far enough away? That's so irritating. I have Route Marcher too, so there's not much I can do about that. We finished Proud Warrior. Having super buff Kroxigors would be cool. But we're kind of thinking, like, I'm thinking for this army a mostly Saurus and Dino focused one. So I'll have another army where we get more Skinks and Kroxigors potentially. It depends. You all give me feedback, right? Make sure you leave those comments giving me feedback. But I think for now I'm going to maybe focus on Cold One units here and try and get some more Saurus troops in, the mounted variety this time. Or these unlock at 10. So we'll definitely start working on those at 10. I think for now, Swift Rider, because I do intend to get riders quite soon. Croak will level up. This gives us access to Arcane Conduit, which, with Croak, you want to be able to pull down as much winds of magic as lizardly possible. It's going to give you way more power when you're in battles, because he is just an absolute killing machine. Alright, Rat Meat grows desperate. He thinks he can siege the settlement right in front of my face. Good for him. Good for him. This defense. Yeah, we are capturing battle captives. There might be a an after battle scenario that we can do there. We've got 13 turns, so we definitely need to get out here and fight some rats. Try and capture some captives. If I look at Itza, public order is okay for now. Stick another point on Swift Rider there. Let's take this army with Gor-Rok. I'm going to make the move to Exlotl. I want to take this settlement as well as Mouth of Cerveza so that we can have access to a port. I may skip the couple of turns if nothing's happening and come back on when we're ready to attack the settlement. I think in order to be most prepared, because we have no idea how many Skaven we're going to run into out here, and since I'm making good money at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go all in on a few more Saurus units, and maybe one more Skink with Javelin Cohort, because they're so good at dealing with Skaven skirmishers. These won't be long-term units in this army, as it's going to be a Saurus-focused army, but they are good for the time being. It is just the next turn, but we did get a new quest. I'll show you. We have so many missions. Kill 2,500 enemies in battle. Alright, well, we've got the Shield of Aeons here, and that's what we're working towards with that one. We need to maintain control of 2 provinces, which we're working on here. The Plaque Hunt. We need to search a ruined settlement. If we come across one, I will. And then ensure that one of the following buildings have been built. The Holy Ziggurat. I believe we are working on that at Itza. And then complete the following ritual, the Ritual of Prognostication. We're working our way there as well. Recruit a hero. I do need a... well, I don't need a Skink Priest, since we have Croak in this army. I could go for a Scar Veteran to add some more punching power, and to be in line with the theme of this army, but we need a Temple Guard barracks in order to accomplish that. I don't want to recruit a Skink Chief just to satisfy the terms of the mission at the moment. I'm going to build the Holy Ziggurat here in Kitax so that I can build my cavalry training building there. Like I said, may skip, well, I don't think we need to skip a turn at this point. We're headed straight towards the Skaven. And considering our financial situation, I could easily recruit more units. I don't think they'll be necessary, though, based on early game Skaven. Who knows? Maybe I'll regret that momentarily, because I certainly have the money to do so. Lord Croak has leveled up again. I'm going to drop the magic cost of Deliverance of Itza 2 and 3, and then focus on the Supreme Shield until we can get open into this line where he can heal and gain more winds of magic. Now you all can see there are a lot of Skaven down here. They are trashy Skaven though. And I have Croak plus a good number of Saurus and Skinks. You know what? We'll take the challenge. Bring it on. So we've revealed the Skaven here. We're going to declare war on them. It's going to be Clan Spittle, led by Hellkeek, whose army you saw there. This is a walled settlement. Hellkeek is here. He may attempt to fight us on this turn end, so I am going to start building towers. With the towers, my Saurus would do well. The biggest problem with these armies, if we look here, this is not... Okay, neither army has access to Warp Lightning, which means that fighting this, we'd be quite safe. When they have Warp Lightning and you're going on the walls, it can be quite dangerous. I'll continue the siege until such a time as we get a fight, or it is time to actually siege the settlement. At the same time, we should probably perform this rite. Makes our Saurus unbreakable, extra charge or melee defense, and expert charge defense. Laxland has asked me for a trade agreement. This is quite good because of our idols and lumber, and we're soon to have more lumber and exotic animals. Now I find this quite hilarious. The Skaven have brought untold numbers, so our kill 200 or 2500 seems quite possible. Look at the balance bar here and look at the number of Skaven. For once, the auto-resolve is correct. Hellkeek's reinforcements are coming in from behind my initial deployment, and they'll find themselves in a very unpleasant position. My skinks are awaiting their arrival, wishing them a happy Javelin Day. The woods here are the only thing really helping the Skaven take a little less destruction, but that will only be momentary as my Saurus warriors will be undeterred by the trees and will happily cudgel all these Skaven. Watch Croak do what he does best. This is a Deliverance of Itza 1 in order to conserve magic. Very concentrated force here. So Croak's going to get on the scoreboard early with 50 kills. And you can see that these Skaven were absolutely no match for the overwhelming force. However, remember we have a mission to kill 2,500 Skaven. Well, there's over 4,000 here at this battle. By the way, doesn't this look awesome? Again, all AMD computer. Make sure you check out the link that I put up there if you want your game to look this awesome. So, yeah, over 4,000 Skaven. And Croak is about to have a field day, folks. This is the exact kind of thing he absolutely loves. This dead toad loves killing rats. If there's anything that makes it worth it to return from your slumber, well, this would be it, especially if you're a lizard. And the rat spawn must die. Love having the line of skink skirmishers. These are an excellent unit in the early game. They move quickly, they can toss their javelins at a flank, they can be useful against skirmishers, they can be useful against missile cavalry. Just very handy units in general. And then their speed makes them kind of like a poor man's light cavalry in terms of running stuff down. So skinks, don't underestimate their usefulness, and especially if you're playing in something like a Tehinoan campaign, these guys can get very, very powerful indeed. So I'll give you all an overlay of my army. My skinks are going to hold the right flank, my Saurus on the left. Croak will be supporting the skinks early because they're not quite as powerful in melee, whereas Gor-Rok and his Saurus can easily tend to many hundreds of Skaven at a time without too much worry. My skinks simply do not have the same weapon strength, leadership, and defense. But that doesn't mean they can't fight, and fight well. And here you're seeing that as they discharge volley after volley of javelins into the Skaven filth. Now you'll be able to see Croak spinning up. He's going to put down the Great Shield here to protect the skinks who are in combat. And then Croak found his first opportunity up here with the Deliverance of Itza, giving him 200 kills. And there's yet another blob here he's going to use Deliverance 1 on. So Croak very quickly finding all the positions that he needs to be in. And then the largest blob here will get a Deliverance level 3. So Croak went from 50 kills to, well, take your guess. That's right, 517. 10xing his kills in a few fell cast of spells there. So you can see that this breaks the back of the Skaven army almost immediately, dropping their numbers from 4,592 down to roughly half, or under half that. Gor-Rok is taking out a warlord here who was tuned up against him. I believe, I don't know if it's HeirofCarthage, but one of the Skaven leaders was down in this vicinity and had his crap handed to him. Yeah, here he is right here. It's another warlord. It's likely HeirofCarthage. Anyway, Gor-Rok downed one of them. I do have some skink skirmishers supporting him. See their javelins. Very useful in a situation like this, though. That tree blocking a huge number of javelins. That is quite a tree there. Skaven should be grateful for it. Of course, they're not all saved. Many Skaven will still find a javelin. Kroak is moving up the battlefield. There's a large number of Skaven up here, and the winds of magic are almost back enough for a deliverance level 2, and this blob up here is aching for some deliverance. These Skaven are begging me to deliver them into the next life. I love the noise and the animations on Kroak's just so absolutely beautiful. So he gets in, gets a little bit of melee action. He's quite good at causing routes on units that are otherwise already quite busy. Here comes the Skaven, sending them on their great journey, as it were, if you all are familiar with Halo. It's about what it reminds me of. Kill count for Kroak, 753. But the old toad isn't done yet. He's headed back to the other side of the battlefield where the skinks are bravely holding up the line, and they will be delivered by the great shield of the old ones here, giving them huge physical resistance, which will help them in the fight against clan rats, which are actually somewhat of a match, especially considering the difficulty. Kroak himself is breaking up another blob of clan rats using his magical attacks, summoning his spiritual self up from the chair. That is quite frightening. You can't blame the rats for wanting to run away from that. I do have Saurus reinforcements finally coming to help their skink brothers here. This Skaven blob is about to give way, but not before Kroak gets one last word in a debate that he has very clearly won. And his point in the debate? Skaven must die. I think he's made his point. 838 kills to the dead toad. And Itza is victorious. It would take a tremendous number of Skaven to outweigh the quality advantage that we have here. Remember that the difficulty setting on the battle was very hard. Just to give you an idea of just how inferior those Skaven are to the current state of my released... Now, we're not releasing captives, we're not killing them either, so I suppose we don't really have a way to take captives at a higher rate, but... So I'm not quite sure how to gather captives faster. There may be a way that I'm just not familiar with, but we did accomplish it. So now we have access to 3 blessed chameleon skinks. Our Saurus gained 10 weapon strength, which 10%, which should be about 5. Yeah, it was. There's a boost of about 5 on the Saurus warriors with shields, and a little less than that on the spearmen. Pretty significant boost, nonetheless. We can't auto-resolve at the settlement because we need one more turn to have towers. We will take the settlement shortly thereafter. Melee attack for Saurus units. Yes, please. All those things. What happened, Hellkeek? Meet yourself a match there. Chump. Ketsa is pretty close to enemies that might come south from Lanhupek. That's how you say that, which is probably not, but let's upgrade there first, and then the next growth point we'll spend at Chakwa, getting defenses into all of our minor settlements. The Skaven tried to escape using the underway. Good luck with that. Alright, so we've completed the Holy Ziggurat, gained 6 plaques and 1,000 to our treasury. We have killed 2,500 enemies, plus some, you know, just to make sure there. Now we have a new one, perform the rite of resilience. In order to do that, we have to wait 13 more turns. Let's look at the rest of our missions. Alright, we're close to this one. We'll see on that one. Ritual of Prognication, that's the first one. And the hero, we're not quite ready yet. And then I do wish to capture the altar of the Horned Rat. That is to the south of us, I believe. The settlement's now ours. There's nothing really to loot here. We've unlocked the cohort of Sotek. And we have our blessed chameleon skinks. And based on my income right now, quite inclined to just go ahead and fill this army up. There's a special building here. Provides extra chameleon skinks in the garrison. That's pretty neat. I like that. Let's go ahead and get the extra timber here to help our trade. Okay, we are now high enough rank to open some of these. Unlocking the skill will lock all the rest. We have to pick one. I hate these ones where you pick one. I want all of them. Let's see. 10% hit points. Eh. Armor plus 10. Minus 20% upkeep for Saurus and Temple Guards. That definitely fits our theme. This one, not so much. Not bad, but not what we're looking for here. Everybody likes this type of stuff, but I feel like the other one fits our theme still better. Even better than that one. So let's go with this one. I do hate that the other ones get locked, but if I have to pick one, I feel like this fits our theme the best, cutting the upkeep cost of the mainstay of our army. Then we now have yet another skill. If we unlock Unrelenting Assault, it's Perfect Vigor, which will make him quite a melee lord. Let's see. Physical resistance for Saurus would be next in that line. And so we certainly want to move that way. Oh yeah, Terror. There's all kinds of good stuff here. Regeneration. We definitely know where we're headed here. I'm going to put one more point in Deliverance of Itza 2. Getting that cut to the Winds of Magic cost is huge. Allows you to cast more spells. And you already saw 850 kills in that battle. We know it can be even more if we take care of it right. Now with Itza having completed the construction, we can now get into advanced military buildings. We know we're going to need a weapon crafter's commune. And then I also know that I'm going to want to improve the gold smelter here. This skink building isn't 100% necessary to be here in the long run, but we're going to hold it for the time being. Just increase our income. Yeah, because we need to wait a turn anyway until we have enough cash for some of these more advanced buildings. I'm going to actually sit on my cash for a turn. Southern Sentinels go down. It's unfortunate, some fellow lizards. It's what's left of Clan Spittle. It's about all they're worth. We've captured their settlement, captured their province, satisfied the next mission, gaining more plaques and putting more in our treasury. And this leaves us at a good stopping point for this episode. Our next mission is to capture the altar of the Horn Rat and the marks of the old one. This will give us access to a ritual resource, and we've also captured some very nice trade goods for us to take advantage of in both these settlements as well as a port for further trade. So we are making fantastic progress, and I think just to cap things here, we're going to take advantage of some of these chameleon skinks. Now I know this isn't an all-Saurus army right now. It will be. This is just, again, to give me extra power for the time being to accomplish the things that I need to safely without getting overpowered by an unexpected army. Gives me what I need. And now our Saurus units, in keeping with the theme, an extra 10 defense and 10% physical resistance. That will indeed go a long ways. Hope you all enjoyed the episode. Make sure that if you did, you get up there and hit that like button. That helps me a lot. And then go down in the comments. Tell me the armies that you want to see here. Gor-Rok will need his army that will be focused on Temple and Saurus. How should that be laid out? What Temple and Temple Guard and Saurus units should we have? Obviously, we want horned ones and other stuff like that. Give me your ideas on the compositions. We will have a dino or two, maybe more in this army. Which ones do you want to see? Dreadsaurian? Goes with the Saurus build, kind of? I don't know. Sounds the same. Anyway, get in there and tell me what you think. Get involved. Hope you all are enjoying it. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.